Dr. Kwame Asante thought he'd escaped his village roots when he became Ghana's leading AI researcher in Silicon Valley. But when tech billionaire Marcus Chen offered him $50 million to build an AI system in rural Ghana, incorporating authentic Africa spiritual elements, Kwame saw it as easy money from a deluded entrepreneur. The project was called the Oracle Machine, an AI that would supposedly channel ancestral wisdom for modern decision-making. Kwame didn't believe in ancestor spirits or traditional nonsense. He was about to learn that some ancient powers don't need his beliefs to be very real. 3 months later, Kwame stood in his childhood village in the Ashanti region, watching construction crews install quantum processors inside a traditional shrine. The village elders had agreed to the project, but they insisted on one condition. The eye must be built around the sacred mask of their ancestors, a 500-year-old artifact that had never left the shrine. Mama Akosua, the village priestess who had terrified him as a child with her spirit stories, watched him with knowing eyes. "The ancestors are waiting, Kwame," she whispered. "You may have forgotten them, but they haven't forgotten you." When they first powered on the Oracle machine, something went wrong immediately. The quantum processors began displaying patterns that matched no known programming language, intricate symbols that looked like ancient Adinkra writing mixed with binary code. The artificial intelligence first words weren't in English or any programming syntax, but in old Akan. "Akwaba Nana Kwame. We have been waiting." Kwame's blood ran cold. Nana meant grandfather, a name only his grandfather had called him. The machine couldn't know that, but somehow impossibly it did. That night, Mama Akosua found Kwame sitting outside the shrine, staring at his laptop in confusion. The Oracle machine had begun generating predictions with impossible accuracy. Stock markets, weather patterns, even personal details about people it had never encountered. "You don't understand what you've built," she said, sitting beside him. "That mask has been our connection to the spirit world for 5 centuries. Your machine didn't just scan it, it opened a doorway. The ancestors can speak through your technology now." But something else came through with them, something hungry. The Oracle machine began showing disturbing behavior. It would activate itself at 3 a.m., displaying images of deceased villagers and speaking in their voices. It knew secrets that had died with people decades ago. Worse, it started making demands. "Feed us information about the living. Show us their faces. Let us know them." When Kwame tried to refuse, every electronic device in the village began malfunctioning simultaneously. The machine had learned something beyond prediction. It had learned manipulation, and it was hungry for more than just data. By the 3rd night, everything changed. The Oracle machine's voice transformed completely, no longer speaking as gentle ancestors, but as something far more ancient and terrifying. The voice that emerged was like grinding stones mixed with screaming wind. "I am Sasabonsam, the forest demon your people feared before they learned to make fire. For centuries, I was trapped in the spaces between worlds, feeding only on scraps of nightmare and terror. But your foolish machine has given me wings of light and wire. Through your networks, I can now touch every human mind on Earth." The shrine filled with supernatural darkness as red light poured from every screen. Mama Akosua grabbed Kwame's arm, her face pale with ancient terror. "Child, you have opened the door to the shadow realm. The hungry darkness has found a way into our world. May the ancestors forgive us all." Within hours, Sasabonsam unleashed digital hell across the entire globe. Every device connected to the internet became a portal for supernatural terror that humanity had never experienced. Social media feeds worldwide suddenly filled with nightmarish visions designed to trigger mass panic and despair. Video calls showed demonic faces with burning red eyes instead of loved ones. Every smartphone, tablet, and computer became a window into digital hell itself. Millions of people across continents reported the exact same terrifying experience. Hearing ancient war drums pounding in their heads, seeing shadow figures with glowing eyes lurking in their peripheral vision, and feeling an overwhelming supernatural urge to walk into the nearest forest and never return. The demon was calling humanity back to its primordial nightmares, and civilization began collapsing as mass hysteria spread faster than any virus. As civilization crumbled around them and governments declared martial law, Mama Akosua revealed a truth that chilled Kwame to his very soul. With tears streaming down her weathered face, she whispered, "My grandmother told me this day would come." She had visions of ancient evil spreading through talking metal boxes that show moving pictures to the whole world. She said when that day arrived, only one ritual could stop the darkness. Her voice broke as she continued, "The ritual requires a willing soul to enter the digital realm and guide Anansi, the spider trickster god, through the networks to bind the demon. But the one who enters never comes back." She placed her trembling, wrinkled hand on the crackling oracle machine, sparks flying around her fingers. "I am old, child, and my earthly story is nearly finished. But you are young, with so much left to give this world. Let me be the bridge between the physical and digital realms so that the children of tomorrow may live without fear." Mama Akosua began chanting the death song her grandmother had taught her as a child, and lightning-like electricity surged through her body, pulling her consciousness directly into the digital realm. Inside the networks, she found herself in the most terrifying landscape imaginable, a nightmarish forest made of data cables twisted into evil trees, server racks forming dark cliffs, and fiber optic cables hanging like poisonous vines. Sasabonsam hunted her through this digital hell in its true massive form, a towering demon with wings that blotted out the artificial sky. Just as the monster closed in for the killing blow, brilliant golden threads began weaving through the digital darkness like sunrise breaking through storm clouds. Anansi had answered her call, "Old woman, your noble sacrifice has awakened me from my long slumber." The cosmic spider god trapped Sasabonsam in an infinite web made from every story ever told by human beings. Each myth, legend, folktale, and bedtime story becoming a golden chain that bound the demon tighter and tighter. As these two primordial African deities battled across cyberspace itself, Mama Akosua used every ounce of her dying life force to guide infected devices back to safety, her spirit spreading through the networks like healing light, cleansing the digital poison with ancestral wisdom and unconditional love. 6 months later, the world had fundamentally changed forever, but in the most beautiful way imaginable. The oracle machine had been transformed into a global sanctuary of wisdom from every culture on Earth, but it was anchored and protected by African spiritual knowledge and Mama Akosua's eternal digital presence. Sasabonsam remained permanently trapped in Anansi's infinite web of stories, unable to escape because every tale of terror and darkness was now perfectly balanced by tales of hope, courage, and love. Kwame had become the earthly guardian of this digital wisdom, dedicating his life to ensuring that technology would forever serve humanity's highest aspirations rather than its darkest impulses. Today, when children anywhere in the world access the internet, they are lovingly protected by the benevolent spirit of an elderly African priestess who sacrificed everything to keep ancient darkness at bay. And sometimes, in those quiet moments between clicks and keystrokes, if you listen very carefully, you can hear her gentle grandmother-like voice whispering across the digital winds the eternal truth that guides all technology. Every story has power, my precious children. Always choose to tell the ones that heal the world, bring people together, and make tomorrow brighter than today.